Hello, boys and girls. Miss Cain here. I owe you chapter 2 of the Carver Chronicles, Don't Feed the Geckos. And I apologize for my delay. So, I'm back here again before I read the story, sharing some of the pets that are in my life. So, if you've noticed behind me, I've got a fish tank here. Now, the sad thing is that the fish are not up and moving around. They're kind of taking a chill pill right now. So, I've got a little goldfish right there. And I've got another little goldfish over here. It's called the Shabunkin goldfish. It'll actually get up to 5 to 9 inches. But I've only had him for about a month, so he's still about that big. And then back behind here, I have an Aranda. It's a fancy goldfish. He's about this big. And he's got ick, which is this nasty fish skin thing. So I'm treating the whole tank, which is why it's kind of a greenish blue color. And then I also have a koi fish in there. Now right now the koi fish is about that long, but koi fish can actually get up to 2 or 3 feet long, depending upon the kind of space they're in. But they're all hiding. I put a little food up there to see if some of them will move around, but they're not biting right now. So who knows, maybe one of them will start moving around while I'm reading. So if you remember from our first chapter reading the story, Bernardo, Carlos's cousin, was coming to visit. Not coming to visit, coming to stay, because him and his mom were having some problems. So we're picking up in chapter 2 called Mommy's Still Talking. Mommy is still talking, but once Carlos stops thinking about the knucklehead life, his thoughts return to Bernardo. Bernardo messing with his geckos, Darla, Peaches, and Gizmo. He doesn't think so. Carlos frowns, just a little so his mother doesn't really notice. Those geckos are fragile. They have to be taken care of just so. He barely lets Issy look at them. When Richard and Gavin come over and want to take one of them out of the terrarium and hold it, Carlos stands over them watching closely so they don't scare the gecko or handle it the wrong way. Sometimes he'll only let them look at the geckos. And then there's his ant farm. He's had that ant farm for 3 months. A person has to be especially gentle around an ant farm. No jiggling. Even a little jiggling can collapse a tunnel. Everything is especially sensitive in an ant farm. You have to send for the ants after you get the farm, which he did, though some were already dead on arrival. The information that came with the farm warned against just getting ants from any old place. If you weren't careful, you could get ants from 2 different colonies. Then they would fight each other. They wouldn't be cooperative and do the teamwork that ants do. He carefully placed the farm on a little table in the corner of his room by itself, just to ensure it wouldn't be exposed to any kind of jostling. Now, with Bernardo coming, he'll have to sit him down and explain all of this. He thinks about that. Didn't Bernardo breathe through his mouth and walk around with a kind of blank look on his face when he saw him last? Would he be able to grasp the words of warning? The only way he allows Issy to look at the ants is if she sits in the little chair at the table where the ant farm is and keeps her hands folded. No touching, no pointing, no even breathing too hard. Just looking. Soon he'll have his butterfly habitat too. Poppy said he could get one if he scored 100% on the next 5 spelling tests. He has only 2 more to go. Then he'll be able to see the butterflies go, oh, there's one of the Shabunkins. Hi, Shabunkin. Then he'll be able to see the butterflies go from a larva or a caterpillar to a chrysalis to a butterfly. You guys should look up a video about a chrysalis turning into a butterfly on YouTube. It's really a beautiful sight to see. What do you feed those things? Richard asked one time when he and Gavin were over to practice soccer dribbles and they were looking at the geckos. Crickets. Yuck, said Richard said. Where do you get those? At the pet store. Do you feed them with your hand or do you just dump the crickets in? Either way, but you have to be careful, Carlos had said. And the crickets are alive? Gavin asks. Well, yeah. There are so many things people just don't know about geckos. Well, Miss Cain's got a lot of lizards in her house, so I know all about feeding them crickets. Now, even though his mother is searching his face to see if her words are sinking in, Carlos is thinking, no way am I going to let that guy touch my geckos or my ant farm. Soon, Mommy's back to counting on her fingers. I want you to put fresh linens on the top bunk. But that's my bunk, Mommy. Issy is smiling at him as if she's enjoying herself. Sometimes she likes to see Carlos flustered. I'm thinking Bernardo will probably prefer the top bunk, so let him have it. Mommy pauses. Clear out her dresser drawer so he'll have a place to put his socks and pajamas and stuff. Underwear, Carlos thinks. He knows his mom means underwear too, but just doesn't want to freak him out. Let me see, what am I missing? Mommy looks up towards the ceiling. That's enough, Carlos wants to say. Oh yeah, I want you to go up and give your bathroom a good scrubbing. Oh, this is bad. What his mother means by a good scrubbing no kid should ever have to do. It means scouring the sink and tub, mopping the floor, and cleaning the toilet. Yuck. Who does he know who has to give a bathroom a good scrubbing? No one. That's what mothers are for. Not little kids. But his mother always says, you mess up, you clean up. And as a mother, Miss Cain agrees. And she always has Poppy on board. He never disagrees with her. It's like he's obeying Mommy as well. Then she usually tells Carlos all the chores she had to do as a kid. And Carlos thinks, oh gosh, here it comes. You think we had a dishwasher? What a joke. And a clothes dryer? I had to hang the clothes on a line with clothespins. You don't even know what a clothespin is. Clothespin is, buddy boy. Mommy always calls him buddy boy when she's making a point about her childhood. She calls him buddy boy and his sister Miss Priss. Anyway, he does know what a clothespin is because sometimes Miss Shelby Ortiz uses clothespins to attach their artwork to an overhead string going from one end of the classroom to the other. Let's make sure I don't miss the chair and land on the floor. And take him out in the backyard and let him kick around your soccer ball. Show him some moves. Make him feel like he's good at something. Your Tia Lupe says some kids at his school weren't very nice to him. That gets Carlos's attention. Why were some kids not nice to Bernardo? What's with him? He almost asked this, but something tells him it would just start up a long lecture from Mommy about bullying and standing up for the bully person and being careful not to blame the victim. So he keeps that question to himself. And I don't think he has a problem with not being a bully and standing up. I just don't think he wants to hear his mom talking anymore. Mommy goes on. You make sure your friends are nice to Bernardo and other kids in your class too. Carlos bites his lip. How's he supposed to do that? He's coming by himself? Not exactly. Your Tia Lupe's neighbor is coming here to visit some family, so she's bringing Bernardo with her. How are they getting here? On the bus? Why not on an airplane? Because not everyone's rich, doofus. That's another word Mommy uses for Carlos. She called him that a lot after the last parent-teacher conference when his parents learned he'd been acting up a little, messing up on spelling tests, playing with toys in his desk, and talking without raising his hand and waiting to be recognized. All that seemed natural before he turned over his new leaf. In fact, he once marveled at how kids like Nikki, Gavin, and Eric Castillo managed to keep it all together. They were the 3 best students in Miss Shelby Ortiz's class, and it didn't even seem hard for them. Scoring hundreds on spelling tests and multiplication fact quizzes was nothing to them. It was probably like breathing for those three. But now that he was being good, or at least better, paying attention, studying for spelling tests, and no longer bringing little toys from home to play with at every sneaky opportunity, he actually felt okay about comparing himself to Nikki and Gavin and Eric. He kind of looked at people like Calvin Vickers and Ralph Byer with pity. How long's he here for? For a while, his mother says, and Carlos thinks. Uh-oh, there's the other fish. There's one of the other goldfish right there. So he's coming up to eat. For a while, his mother says, and Carlos thinks. Funny how grown-ups can answer a question without really answering it. Like, how long is for a while? It could mean anything. A few months, a few years? And he's going to be in my class? Right. How long's a while? Don't you worry about that, mi hijo. You just worry about the things you need to worry about. Carlos frowns. What is it he's supposed to worry about? He definitely worries about soccer, that he's not very good at all. He wants to please Poppy, but he can't really say he loves soccer the way Poppy does. Carlos likes animals and insects more. Not more than his father and Issy and her tiara, but a lot. Sometimes Carlos worries that he will never be chosen to be office monitor. And now he's worried about the next spelling test. So that's the end of chapter 2 in the Carver Chronicles, Don't Feed the Geckos. Thank you guys for watching with me today. And hopefully Friday of next week, I'll remember to do chapter 3. All right, guys. Have a great day. Let me see. Let me see if I can get my other fishies to come out. Put a little more food in there. Oh. The big one likes baby shrimp. So this is like dried baby shrimp. And whatever I put in here that they don't eat within about 3 or 4 minutes, I'm going to use my handy dandy net. And I'm going to scoop the food out. If you leave the food sitting in there too long, it's pretty much going to pollute the water. And it can actually get moldy and make the water quality bad. So I'll leave it in there for a few minutes. But it's looking like they don't want to come up right now. The koi fish is hiding right there. Oh, there he is. I hope you guys can see him coming out. He saw the food up there. So anyways, on another video time, I will show you guys a close-up of the fish when they're moving around. So I love you guys. For those of you that are my students, I miss you. And for those of you guys that are visiting with me for the first time, I've got some other stories that are uploaded to my YouTube channel. So I welcome you to share this video with whoever you would like, who you think would enjoy story time with Miss Cain. Happy Easter. Mwah. Bye-bye.